Did Joe Rogan cross the line in what he said about Erika Kirk? When I heard this, because I started listening to the show on Friday, that was released on Friday with him and Mark Norman, or a comedian out there, and I didn't listen all the way through. And then come Saturday, I see clips that Joe Rogan started saying things in that podcast about Erika Kirk that I felt it just felt weird. It felt weird, like it crossed the line. It's like, I guess it made me take a step back, because Joe Rogan has been honestly my hero. He is kind of like the one of the big people in my life that has kind of pushed me down this road and made me want to get into doing a podcast, doing this type of stuff on the internet. Him and Tim Pool, pretty much, those two guys are kind of like my idols or whatever. And when I heard him say this about Erika Kirk, when I just saw the clips of it, it made me sick. I put out a short video yesterday, and I just felt like sick of my stomach. And I know right now, Erika Kirk is like the most polarizing person in America right now. In America. And people are very divided over her, and it's primarily due to Candace Owens and what she has been doing for the last 6 months since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. But feel free to put any comments where you stand on this, because I want to have like an actual reasonable conversation about what is going on with Erika Kirk and people's obsession with her. And I know I've made a lot of videos. I primarily made videos about Candace Owens, and her, just every video talking about her, doing this saga of episodes of Bride of Charlie, focusing on her and her whole life, everything that she's done in her past. And it was all just kind of kooky and the crazies saying stuff. But now that Joe Rogan has stepped into it, it really almost had me just like, why would you do this, Joe? And I think it has to go through, like, either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that goes for everyone. Don't meet your heroes, because they'll always let you down. That's why I think that Leonardo DiCaprio, another one of my heroes, whatever, he's been a person that, like, he stays out of the limelight in the sense that he doesn't really divulge a lot of his personal feelings and what he thinks about a lot of things. He's smart in that area. He doesn't go into politics. He stays off to the side. He does his movies, and he doesn't really just show too much of himself, because it's like, once you see it, something's going to come out that doesn't look as appealing to everybody, and that's kind of smart on Leo's side. But we're going to go through a couple of clips of the times that Joe Rogan, in his podcast that was released on Friday, when he brought Erika Kirk up, we're going to go through every one of them, and we're going to analyze every one of them. And then I want to actually dig in and dive into this whole, like, psychosis that is sweeping across the United States. And the instigator, the originator, the person who is initiating all of this is Candace Owens. What she is doing, it is dividing America. She is the most dangerous person in America right now. But I don't even know if she's entertaining at this point. For the longest time, I'd been thinking, like, she's entertaining. Now it's like I almost, like, just have to have her in the background as background noise. I'm not even, like, nothing that she says has any credibility at all. When I listen to anything, she doesn't actually put forward anything, but people are so dug in that the people on the side that are for Candace are like, whatever she says is truth. It doesn't matter. And the people that are opposed to Candace, whatever she says is wrong. It doesn't matter. It's like on both sides that people are so dug in. And there's been few people like this in history. And I think of, like, a person like Donald Trump. I think of Tim Tebow, people that are so polarizing. They're lightning rods, and that they garner so much attention because people love or hate them. There's not any middle ground. And I think why Joe Rogan stepped into this is because he sides with the love Candace side. I don't know. He's friends with Theo Vaughn. He's friends with Tim Dillon. These guys that are pushing forward the narrative that Candace Owens is right. And we're going to get into, could she be right about this? I mean, at this point, it's like she would have to be right because she's said everything. Something has to be right. It's like, I don't even know what I'm going into hypersonic mode. Okay, well, let's just dive into the first clip of when I didn't even realize this, because I started watching the podcast on Friday with Joe Rogan right out of the gate. They must have talked about this, that they were going to kind of slowly, like, drip out about discussing Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk because right out of the gates, right after the music stopped, they were already jumping on jokes about Charlie Kirk. And I completely missed this.
Hey, Charlie Kirk.
No.
Don't shoot him.
No, don't say that. No, don't say
The dog's a Nazi. No.
Okay, you can't not love the dog, whatever. I understand everybody loves the dog. So, but he says, I didn't even hear that. Whenever I first listened to that, he said, Charlie Kirk, don't shoot. Like, I mean, that's kind of like, I don't even know. Comedians are going to say crazy stuff. If it doesn't make you feel weird, it's probably not going to be that funny, I guess. But I mean, we can let that one slide. And in this next clip, it sounds like that Joe Rogan, he's pretty reasonable because he's a person that is a marksman. He's a hunter. He knows guns, and he's going to discuss and go into the clip, the shot that happened with Charlie Kirk, that it kind of doesn't make sense. And Joe Rogan, he has a conspiratorial mindset, like I do, like a lot of good American-loving men do. We love conspiracies. Candace Owens has just pulled that rug out from under us. It's like she's made conspiracies not fun. But if Candace hadn't stepped into this and messed up and murkied all the waters, this could be a good conspiracy. Like, this sounds so terrible, me saying this. And I'm not like good as in it was morally good, but it's just like a real bona fide conspiracy. And there still might be something going on. But just Candace has just sucked all the, like, I hate even saying fun, but the fun of conspiracies because of her her psychotic nature, it feels like.
I mean, the Kirk thing, I remember waking up and being like, good God.
The Kirk thing's weird. The Kirk thing's weird because now there's video footage from behind.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, the round that he was supposedly shot with was a 30-06, which is a big round. That's a round that you kill a moose with.
Uh-huh.
And it doesn't even have an exit wound.
Right.
It don't make no sense. It makes zero sense.
Well, you hear about this Joe Kent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told him not to research or investigate.
Yes.
So what's up with that?
He said that they were told to stop their investigation.
Yeah.
And that they were going to handle it.
And he just resigned.
And meanwhile, have they handled it? Like, we haven't seen that guy, the guy who loves furries, who supposedly killed Charlie Kirk.
Tyler
Robinson?
Yeah, yeah.
We haven't seen him talk. He hasn't said he did it. He hasn't said he didn't do it. There's no like independent video of him talking about it.
Yeah.
So like there's really genuine stuff here that could be like a conspiracy happening in the making, what went down. My only like criticism of it is what Candace Owens has done because she was the psyop to me, like almost like she was planted here to murky everything. That's what it felt like and it feels like because and the way she's going about like to bring in Erika Kirk, that is where it's like it does not make sense at all.
And then there was footage of him like at a yoga shop,
right,
like, way across town, like 20 minutes later. The whole thing is like super sus.
It's similar with the guy who shot Trump, whatever his name was. He had 3 names.
Oh yeah, that kid. That kid was in a BlackRock commercial 2 years before.
He had no silverware, and look,
his house was professionally scrubbed.
And no one can ask questions about that. We can't deep dive on that.
If you do, you're a conspiracy theorist.
He shot a presidential elect.
Well, yeah, not only that, but isn't that a fucking conspiracy? Like, that's a conspiracy. He conspired to murder the president of the United States. And
yeah.
It seems like he had help.
Of course.
How the fuck did he get up onto that roof? How did they not have people on that roof? They said the slope was too steep.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there were snipers on another roof that had a sharper angled roof.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then he has no social media. And he has no history. It's all kooky.
Super suspect.
Yeah. We can't ask questions or else we're assholes.
Well, not only that, the kooky people online now think that was staged and that Trump had that guy shoot his...
Yeah, like Joe Rogan, he's definitely a man of logical and he's reasonable. So I completely get where he's coming from in saying all this. Like that part of it, I can actually get on board with him bringing up. This next clip is probably what got played the most, and it's going to be regarding when he like isolates on Erika Kirk and what he talks about her, and some of these things are kind of disgusting. But like, I mean, I think everybody knows where to take Joe at when because he's a comedian. He'll say the craziest things, just like all comedians do. I mean, and they do things that are funny. Some people get offended by it. I hope you don't get offended by this, but it's part of it, I guess. This is where it kind of really rubbed me the wrong way.
I've heard Erika Kirk's got a dick. I've heard that one.
Whoa, she seems thrilled. right now.
She's an odd duck.
She's a kook for sure.
You ever seen the compilation of her making crazy eyes?
No.
There's a video of her making demon eyes, and every time she makes the eyes, the music. So
This is the clip what I saw over the weekend on Twitter and what people were putting out and what Joe was saying. A lot of the stuff, I mean, Joe's podcast is 3 hours long, and whenever it got brought up about Erika Kirk, anybody saying this type of stuff, it really just like I felt like I immediately lost so much respect for Joe, what he said and what he brought up about this. It feels weird to say that. I mean, I have a lot of things going on in my life and my head and things I don't feel too good about. Like this one really got to me, and it sounds weird. You know, it's like almost like your hero falls from this pedestal that you put him up on.
She's possessed.
Well, she just gets intense.
She's like the guy. What's the gang guy? What's that guy? Oh my God! Look at that. She looks like a televangelist.
Give me some volume. She's talking to Barry Weiss.
There you go.
Let's just pay attention to her eyes.
Must be done.
Said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even hateful. That he somehow had it coming. What do you say to people who justified? You're sick. He's a human being.
Oh boy.
Exactly when Barry is saying, they basically said that because Charlie said or believed.
And that's not what, in a second, he's going to play like of with the sound and what people are just piling on that saying that she's awkward. We're all awkward. Everybody. I mean, probably some more than others. But Erika Kirk, she was like, I don't know if a supermodel. She won like Miss Arizona. So, I mean, but people in general, you know, when you start knowing more about them in any situation, how many of you have went out today and you didn't feel awkward or something when you're socializing with people? Maybe it's just me. It might just be me. I don't know. Tell me if it is just me. But I think a lot of people are just piling on because it's the jealous nature and they're jumping on this. It's the grift. It is so the grift.
Okay. All right. We don't need.
And I didn't think that Joe would go on this grift.
Okay, but yeah, she seems she's having a good time. Well, she was on a reality show, you know.
Yes.
So she's a star fucker.
A little bit.
Maybe.
She was also in some weird CIA documents or CIA films.
Is that right?
Like, yeah, you ever seen those films?
No.
See if you can find those films. There's some weird like internal films that they made that she was a part of.
Erika Kirk, she's a regular person. She had ambition like anyone else. She had ambition. She wanted to jump into the limelight. Anybody and this is like 10 years, 20 years ago that she was trying to get ahead of it. Candace like jumps on her and says, because you have all these business, she had ambition. She has ambition. But I mean, it doesn't like, why is that such a bad thing? And that people are just making fun of her. And like, to me, it's just like, if we take an actual step back, it's like she just lost her husband. I know she stepped in as CEO, and it's these same things that we go through, but it's like you either got to be completely right and on point, and if you are, you are. But at this point, it doesn't even matter if you're right, because at the end of the day, in this actual where we're at now, it hasn't come out that she's done all these things that people are accusing her of.
She looks like if a pageant girl was grown up.
100%.
And she is.
Yeah,
that's what she is.
Yeah, well, I mean, she essentially was a pageant lady.
Oh, really?
Right? Wasn't she in like Miss USA or one of those things?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wasn't she, Jamie?
Got that kind
Most
of
people don't know anything. They just see what Candace Owens has said about her.
People want, right? That attention, fame thing.
Yeah.
That is what they really want. Okay, so Jamie will find it.
She's got fireworks behind her. She's just
well, he starts it off with Erika Kirk. I've heard she's got a dick. Like, I know he's just joking or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, people said that Michelle Obama had a dick.
Oh, but the full video's out there. I watched it, and it's very weird.
So it's the same video.
So see if you play it. It's about EMP attacks and power grids.
The whole rest of this was not that clip.
None of it?
Nope. Well, a gig's a gig. I think if you're a struggling actor, you take any kind of video or whatever.
I guarantee you that video's out there. I mean, no one could have pulled it. Well, there's the Jimmy Dore video there. Here it is. Look at this.
All right, this is the video
that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information.
This is for her doing a CIA video.
They hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures. It's weird, but
very weird. She's doing a CIA informational video.
Weird.
An acting gig, or is this something else?
Perhaps, or but even so, you're doing an acting gig for the CIA. Who calls you for that?
Yeah.
You ever get one of those calls?
No,
I never got one of those calls.
And my agent never hit me with that one.
Yeah, it's odd. Well, there's a lot of people that think that she was his handler. She was Charlie Kirk's handler. But of course, there's a lot of people that think I have handlers.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, you got about 9 Navy SEALs out there.
They're my friends. They're not handlers. I know those guys.
Okay.
Oh, but what if? What if they are? I mean, we're just asking questions. What if you got handlers, Joe? What if you actually do got handlers?
Tough dudes.
They are tough dudes. Yeah.
They know some stuff.
There's a lot of kooks out there, bro.
That's true. I mean, you just had a shooter on 6th Street.
Yeah.
Finally, a guy in Austin kills.
So whatever you think about, like, it's nonsense. But I mean, I'm to the point where it could, I mean, if it is true, but like we haven't got anywhere. All the videos that if you've stayed on top of listening to Candace Owens and what she has said about Erika Kirk, if you want to get to the truth of what's going on, if there was a conspiracy, you would be completely misguided and lose track of reality if you stayed on top of Candace Owens and what she has put forward. She said there was Egyptian planes, debunked. She said all these other things, they're debunked. But she just quickly moves on. And I just saw the guy that she brought on, Mitch Snow, that Fort Huachuca, this guy who said he saw Erika Kirk there right before Charlie was assassinated. It's kind of like insinuated that they were meeting together with the government officials so they could have planned that attack of getting everything right. This would have had to been the most massive, like, involved conspiracy ever. JFK assassination, eat your heart out. There's nothing going on like compared to this. And that's why she pulled in the French government, she pulled in Israel government, she pulls in our government, and everybody, and so many random people that are on stage that made this happen. Whether, I mean, I wouldn't say that just like I believe that whatever his name, just Josh Robinson or whatever, the Robinson guy who is the alleged suspect who turned himself in, he would have to be completely like MK Ultra'd, like been pumped full of drugs, and that he's signing away his life. He wants to go to prison for what? For what? I mean, I maybe there is more to what's going on, but it's just got so murky and so like nothing. We don't know what's in front of us. It's like so confusing. It's just the whole Erika Kirk thing. Where I go to is it feels like that from the heavens, demonic entities have just been poured out and are coming to this earth. And it's like, it comes out in its most full effect of seeing Joe Rogan, of him doing this, of him jumping onto this. Because I can understand Theo Vaughn, I can understand Tim Dillon and Candace Owens, obviously, but Joe to throw his hat into this. And it's not like, I mean, the asking questions is okay, but like, unless you have something really real, otherwise he's just making fun of Charlie Kirk's widow. At the end of the day, like, this is ultra demonic, what's going on. Like, extremely sick. And it's like, I'm not trying to white knight for Erika Kirk. I'm not trying to put on my cape and stand and defend, this damsel in distress. I don't care. It's not that I don't care about that. I think we should stand up for, but just, if you just take the evidence, the facts, what is happening in front of us at face value, it's like there would have to be so much involved here, and you would be, wow, you got it right. But what is actually on the surface, what we see in front of us, it does not at all point to her. It does not. And you're just attacking her for no reason, for being awkward and being on camera and saying things and saying she has crazy eyes. Anybody could do like a video of Joe Rogan or me or you and just make it slow motion, throw in some effects and make it kind of funny and just like make him seem like a psycho. I just wonder how Erika Kirk is really like going through this, how she is feeling going through this. Like, is she, I mean, she could be like, I almost say like, everyone's focusing on you. I mean, I think she probably just feels like this is sad, but I mean, it is kind of like complimentary. I mean, like if Candace Owens is this obsessed with you, which she is fixated on Erika Kirk, just can't take her off of her mind. But I do just see this as like, the only thing that makes sense to me is like demonic activity has just been unleashed into this world. Because who else would want to just destroy and terrorize a widow and her children who've just lost their father and husband than Satan? God is the one who stands up and defends the widow and defends the orphan, defends the fatherless. So it's like, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not even saying that Erika Kirk, like, she's completely innocent. I don't know where this is going to go and where this is going to completely land. But at this point, if you are attacking her, you're not on the side of good. You're on the side of evil. At this point in time, it doesn't matter. Because what has come out about her, what we know about her, just the optics of it, you're attacking a widow at this point. If it comes out and she turns herself in and says, I was behind it all, I'll say, yeah, I was wrong. I was completely wrong about that. I did not see that one coming at all. But the evidence, they're just looking at this. If you're unbiased and you come to this and you just want to, what is truth? What is staring you right in the eyes? You would have to be completely delusional to buy in to what Candace Owens is doing. It's disgusting. She cannot stop, because at this point, it is about making money. It's about getting views and garnering attention. That's all, bottom line. That's it. That's it. There's something going on. There's something deeply going on in here, because that Candace's attention can't be taken away from her. She cannot take her gaze from Erika Kirk. And at the beginning of it, when it all started, she was like, I care about the truth. I care about finding out what happened with my friend Charlie. She almost like she gave grace, or I care what Erika's going through. That was all fake. That was so fake. And it just seemed real, but we saw how fake it was, because the true side of her came out when Erika Kirk said stop. And then she just starts saying, I know she's lying. I can find all these lies she's doing. It's like, what are you talking about? Everything if you have really been seeing every video that Candace is making, there's nothing absolutely there at all. It's demonic what she's doing. She's not a demon. Obviously, Candace Owens is a human being, but she is being controlled by demonic activity in some form or fashion of doing this. If she would pull back and just be more reasonable and actually come, but the people that are pushing her is her audience. Her audience does not want her to stop. It's because we all love to hate someone, because it makes us feel a little bit better about ourselves, I guess. And that's what people want to do with Erika Kirk. They want to hate her so they don't have to look at themselves in the mirror or something. They don't want to look at their own life. They don't want to actually come to God and get right with God and deal with their own issues. They just want to put all the issues on Erika Kirk. She's the evil one. And so I'm scot-free. I'm good over here. And it just becomes, I'm going to eat my popcorn and just make fun of Erika Kirk. And Joe Rogan, to jump into this, there had been a little bit of a time that it seemed like Joe was getting closer and closer to Christianity, closer and closer to Christ. He's been going to church. He loves Christians. He's opening himself up to that. But I think it feels like he's taken a step back, and it's coming more and more out in his podcast, the things that he's saying. You can see that he really doesn't believe in Jesus. He says that Christians, their lifestyle, it works. But he doesn't actually genuinely believe in Jesus. I wouldn't even say that he would say he believes in him. He's not even being a nominal Christian and saying, I believe in Jesus, but I'm going to live however I want. But he's taking steps back, and he's not leaning in towards the light, And I think that it's hard to lean in towards the light, because whenever you get close to Jesus, then the spotlight comes out and things start getting exposed. Things that you want to hold on to, whether it's money or fame or attention or whatever it is, whatever idol you have built up in your life, that starts being pulled to God, because God obviously knows. The rich man comes to Jesus, and Jesus says, go sell all you have, because he knows that's the one thing that is holding you back from fully surrendering to me. And then it's because that's what Joe is doing. He's taking a step back, because I saw him say he's opened himself back up to drinking. And I had to step into this a little bit, because I'm a person that I gave up drinking, but I'm a person that's gave up drinking 100 times. And then I fall back into it, because it's something that I give up, and I somehow always end up back into it. I'm not to the point where I struggle with I used to, but I know that even just saying with him opening himself up to that, it almost is, you can see something going on underneath the surface, that if he's back onto that, and I guess that is personal. That's what people are going through, but it's almost a compilation of all these things. And it's just him to come out and just attack Erika Kirk like this, because it doesn't matter. When I really sat back and watched the things that he said, fully in their entirety, it doesn't seem as extreme as a little short clip. Because when you see that little short clip, it drives you nuts, because it's how could you say that? Joe's podcast is 3 hours long, and he's talking about a number of things. He's a comedian. He's saying a lot of crazy stuff. But for it to just so he seems reasonable. I have a curse myself of I see both sides way too much. And that's why I see the good and the bad way too much. I defend both sides, way too much. But him to just open up like that and just say of what he said about her, that really pulled the mask back. It's not to say that he was a Christian and then he lost his salvation. It's kind of like, it just shows you what you really are. It shows you where you really are. Because every Christian is not just, you're not born a Christian. We can fall from grace, but if you're a Christian, you're that forever. And it shows that Joe Rogan has not crossed that line. It demonstrates that. And I don't even think he's not even a person that, like I said, that has said that he is a Christian at this point. And I know we can all fall. I know we can all struggle. But like I've said, with my struggle with drinking, if I really went back down that road, it would be the idol in my life that I would set up and put up and kind of almost like a barrier, because it does different things. And I would say that I am happy that a lot of this generation now, and so many people have moved away from alcohol, and it's not as prevalent and as it used to be. It wasn't as like the cool kids are doing. Like right now, the cool kids aren't drinking. The younger kids aren't. People are getting away from that. They're probably going to fill it with something else. But drinking itself, it does numb you. It does numb you from kind of maybe where you should be. And maybe that's kind of what's happening with Joe. It's maybe a little barrier that's kind of been put in front of him that maybe Satan has put in front of him. To me, I might be sounding crazy right now. It was so shocking for what he said when he piled in on this. If he wanted to be just about the objective nature of it being a conspiracy and seeming like a conspiracy, what has happened with, that was it, Tyler Robinson and Charlie Kirk and what happened that day, and about like so many things that just conveniently happened. But to be like Candace Owens and to label it, this is Erika Kirk's doing, sounds disgusting. And to say she has a dick, whatever, I mean, that's being funny or whatever. I don't know. That's being stupid and silly. But it's in this, she just lost her husband. You're doing the stupid things that all your friends have done. It's like, Joe, you're better than that. Joe, I was like, I mean, you're almost 60. You're better than that. You're not like Tim Dillon. You're not like Theo Vaughn, these young cats or whatever. You're better than that, man. You don't need to be to step to that low tier like these up and coming comics or whatever. I know these guys aren't up and coming comics, but it's like, that's like, where are you at, man? Like, can you kind of sit back and really analyze? Because you're not going to live forever. You're not going to be doing a podcast when you die. We're eventually going to, meet our maker. And it's like, if you want to like stoop to that level, and I don't want to be like, feel like I'm being judgy or at all, because I don't want that. But it's just like his reach, his microphone is the biggest freaking microphone on the planet. And I madly respect him for that. And I love Joe Rogan, but it's what he says, it like reverberates to everyone beyond like his wildest dreams, beyond what he even thinks. He's not just talking to the person in front of him. What he says, like something like that. I know it feels like I'm using that. I'm getting triggered by like Candace Owens' what she would say. I'm not getting triggered. But I do feel I almost have a passion in my stomach and my gut because I love Joe Rogan. I've watched him for years, and for him to like do that, it's sad. It's at the bottom line. It was disappointing and it was sad for me. So I hope he steps away from this. I hope he didn't live long enough to see himself become the villain. He's done so many good things. He's the one who's pioneered everything for podcasting for everyone. The biggest name out there. You could say other people like Adam Carolla or whatever and different people, but Joe Rogan, he is the king of the mic. He is the king of podcasts. And he's the person that everybody looks up to. And it's like, don't be like all these other like people that are just being funny and just, man, be bigger than that. Don't jump on Erika Kirk and make fun of her like everyone else is doing. Don't step into that sewer and be just tainted with all that crap that everyone else is doing. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to just keep ranting. But it was. I had to like almost take a step back and really what I think of Joe Rogan. And I don't know about you because I hope he really reflects on this. I hope he does because he probably is just gonna move on to the next thing. But it was sad to me. All right, we'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think. Where you stand on this whole Erika Kirk situation. It's Erika Kirk. Candace Owens is, she's just this flaming, dart that's just going to fizzle out. You can only one-up yourself so many times before you become just a crazy caricature, a crazy lady. and nobody can take you seriously ever. But Erika Kirk is the person. She just lost her husband, who lost Charlie Kirk, who would have become more than likely have been a U.S. president eventually. And so I hope for a lot of people they don't go down that road of buying into this. It's been sad and disgusting. All right, we'll leave it at that. Have a good day, everyone.